Three, yep.
So, good afternoon.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Casey. So thank you for coming along and showing your interest in this position. Can you tell me what it is particularly about this position that interests you?
Well, at school currently I do a lot of projects circulating around graphic design and art. And I particularly enjoy designing things, and I think graphic design would help me, evolve my skills into something that I would really want to use in the future. And I will be able to accomplish a lot of things I won't be able to do in other places. So it's a great opportunity for me and experience.
Okay, so could you tell me something about the kind of skills that you have developed in school?
Yes, I currently do art and media, BTech Art and Media, the international diploma. So I have a range of skills in art where things like drawing, sketching, painting, a lot of designing. I also use a lot of electronic software, so things like Photoshop, the Adobe Illustrator package, so in design. And in my media course, I also do use Final Cut Pro, so filming, which isn't really relevant to this job, but it's another skill I have. And other than that,
So those are technical things. So
Yeah,
you're proficient in using all those materials, and you're proficient in all the fine art skills as well. What kind of design qualities do you think you possess? Tell me something about your design point of view.
I think in a lot of my units, my teachers say I have good graphic design, good graphic design skill, and I know how to allocate things in specific places to make it look aesthetically pleasing. So I guess that's a skill I think I have, and that would qualify me for this job. And they also say I take a lot of good photos, so maybe that could be a good advantage and benefit to hiring me.
What do you think is a good graphic design? What do they mean by that?
I think
Could you maybe use an example of one that you've done? Can you describe it to me?
Yes, there's a couple of pages I do in my sketchbooks. I think a good graphic design means nice positioning, so a good positioning on the piece of paper, so it could follow kind of rule, alignment, or diagonal alignment. And I think the font, the typography is very important in what you're writing and making sure it's everything either very mixed media type, so very improvised, but it could be very neat and tidy and organized into separate boxes. So there's two different types. So I think either way would be good, but I think it's all about organizing and planning it out beforehand and making sure it looks good.
And what do you think would be the challenge of working for a greeting card design firm?
I think it would be hard for me to maybe elaborate to greeting cards because I've never done greeting cards before in my current course. I've done things similar, but I have never expanded into this area. So I guess it will take some time for me to adapt, but I think I'll be able to cope and be able to evolve from what I'm doing right now.
Okay. What do you think is required to be a good greeting cards designer?
I think you have to have the good communication skills to work with other people and collaborate on designs and things like that, and also the technical skills, so qualifications, things like that, making sure health and safety things are enforced, and yeah.
And how about creativity?
In creativity, I think you'll definitely need to have a good eye and make sure you have a fresh color palette and have a good color design and have everything organized and on time and meet all the deadlines. So even though the greeting card could be made nicely and it could look good at the same time.
Okay. What challenges do you think are your particular ones? I mean, you've got strengths. You've told me about your strengths, your skills. But what do you think are the challenges you still need to overcome?
I think personally for me, my personal challenge is that I tend to not communicate as much with my higher ranked, employees or classmates. But I think I'll be able to. I think it's just mostly a flaw, a flaw of not being able to keep up with them. But I think I'll be able to help push myself harder and make sure that I inform them of everything and check in.
So why do you have that problem? Do you lack confidence? Do you with people that you think are superior to you?
No, I tend to do a lot of things myself, and when I get too sucked into my work, I don't remember or particularly think about that at that current time. And then after a while I remember and then I check in. So it's a little bit about, time management, but it's not wanting to inform them, but it's most of the times forgetting.
Do you see yourself as somebody who can work on your own very well, or are you more of a team player, do you think? Do you tend one way or the other?
Hopefully a bit of both. But I think I would be more comfortable myself in working in a team player kind of situation, so working with other teammates or cooperating with other employees, because in that way I think it's more beneficial, because I will be able to share ideas and we'll have a larger pool of ideas and we can delegate tasks, so everything would be fair share and the quality of the final product would be better.
Okay. So why would you be the one to be chosen for this post as opposed to all the other, because there are many applicants for this position?
Okay, I think that I would be a good person for this post because I'm very confident, and a lot of my teachers always say I'm very optimistic and enthusiastic in what I do. And I think what will make me more unique in comparison to other people is that I'll be able to do better. I'll be able to reach goals on time. I'll do everything with good enthusiasm to ensure the highest quality to be made, so a good finished greeting card at the end. And I'll assist other people, so if anybody has any problems, I can help out. And I have a range of other skills as well, so maybe that will come into benefit for the company. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other questions that you would like to ask?
Yes. I was wondering, what does your company look for in a particular employee in the workplace? So what kind of skills do you tend to look for?
I think number one is originality,
Okay.
because we have to stand out in the marketplace, and we
Okay.
need to develop a particular standout style.
Okay.
Yes. Do you think that you have that?
Yes, I think so.
Is there any work that you've done already which would demonstrate that quality?
I think most of my artwork is original, but maybe if you hire me, you'll have a sense of what my originality is like.
Can you give me an example of one of your pieces that you feel is very original?
I've done an advertising unit so far in my media course, and I've got a sketchbook. And one of the criteria requires us to create an advertisement for a brand, but in your own form. And I think that's it's kind of my artistic sense. It's not what other artists do, and it's not what the brand is, but it's my original, idea. So I think that kind of.
What was it? What was your?
My brand was IKEA, and what I did was I did a lot of mixed media work because IKEA is very simplistic and very organized and minimalistic kind of style. But what I did was I did the opposite, and I did a lot of mixed media kind of collages on top of one another to portray their furniture into something different, into something that they won't normally see. So
what were you trying to portray?
Something, very simplistic but sophisticated at the same time. So it's kind of, something, not judging a book by its cover, that kind of quote kind of thing. So even though it may look simplistic, but inside it would have different kind of functions, like a sofa bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yay.
Oh.
8
So
minute
frustrating.
14.